from Defoe, and the count 1-0. You've got Burton right behind him here, so a baseball night here for baseball at Carson Park. And a 1-0 lead. Border Cats come to the plate. Joe Jimenez, Nate Soriano, Jacob Newton to face Matt Burton here. The 8-9-1 batters. Express give Burton a 1-run lead, and the Express give us Benny Anderson, the general manager from Metropolis Resort. Appreciate you taking the time with us. And how you doing?
Very good, Pete. How you doing?
Good. You were taking in the view up here in the last last inning. It's a nice one, isn't it?
Best seat in the house. It's amazing to be up here and get to watch a little ball.
Well, you're more than welcome to hang out and take as many pictures as you like. That's for sure. And I'm sure something that happens quite a bit over at Metropolis, folks taking pictures and just having a whole heck of a lot of fun. I would think to be the GM at Metropolis has to be. You're just having fun every day in your job, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't complain. I've been there 14 years and I haven't had too many bad days. It's a pretty easy job when all you got to do is make sure people have a good time and stay out of a little bit of trouble, get into a little bit more.
Well, we certainly take advantage of it. I know I've had the nephews out there before. We take in all the different things over at the Action City and all those kind of stuff that you can do. As that one's in the dirt from Burton, a 1-1 count here on Joe Jimenez. But tell us a little bit about some of the things coming up. I'm reading this 18 summers with your kids. What tell us a little bit about that.
That's like our really hit you in the feels, marketing about, you only get 18 summers with your kids.
Yeah.
It's kind of cats in the cradle, real heartstring stuff, You'll see the commercials where it's, you only have 18 summers with them and you got to make them count and get out and do stuff, go to ball games and go play and have a little bit of fun and don't let them just sit on the couch and play Fortnite.
Well, there's a fly out to right here from Joe Jimenez. I like that idea. Now, you got to convince some of the Express players not to be on the Fortnite as much and come out to places like Metropolis.
Yeah, sure. We want you to, get out of the house and play video games.
Right.
It's not video games that it's problem, it's the Fortnite, and it's mostly because I'm horrible at it.
Aren't we all, if you're over a certain age, I think, at this point? You got a lock-in coming up on July 26th. There's a deep drive into left center, but should be caught out there in center field by Phil Sykes, and it is from Nate Soriano. Joe Jimenez was retired out and right. Tell us a little bit about the lock-in that's coming up for you guys.
We've got our lock-in coming up on July 26th. It starts at 11 p.m.
And welcome back in here to Carson Park. A 1-0 Express lead over the Border Cats. Here's a fastball into Brock Burton, taken for a strike from Alex Defoe. The Express figured out how to get to Defoe in the bottom half of the second, as they got 3 straight base hits against them and scored a run in that second inning. As our breaking ball into Burton is going to be rolled over to first. Knocking it down as Engel. He flips on to Defoe, who is covering. Playing goalie over there at first base was Engel, and he's able to stop that one and get Burton out. And there is one away here in the third inning. 3-1 put out for those who score at home. Defoe now on 31 pitches. He was on 29 at the end of the second, so a 19-pitch second inning. And now here's Matt Botcher going to take low and away. He had shown to square to bunt. You see Connor Allard over there at third, playing about level with the bag, but they're almost playing him to shift. You look down that third base line, he's way off of it as Botcher swings and misses through the changeup 1-1. You don't see the Northwoods League play a lot of shifts, and this is a very, very subdued shift, if I'd even call it that. But they are certainly playing him to pull, and look at Matt Botcher. He tried to go the other way on that pitch and was unsuccessful as he fouls it off down the left field line, does the lefty, but 1-2 count. You can tell he wants to slap it down that third base line. He's got to double easily if he does that. Here comes the 1-2. It's a fastball a little low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Botcher grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. He broke an 11-game hit streak yesterday. Unable to reach base via the base hit. Here's a 2-2. Outside. Now the count is full. A 1-0 lead for the Express here in the bottom of the third. Alex Defoe working quickly and pretty efficiently so far. So 3-2 is a fastball into Botcher. He chops it off his back left leg, and he stays alive on the full count. Nice thing here is you're working the count a bit. And remember, Thunder Bay has been on a road trip here as of late, so that bullpen, especially after going through 4 arms yesterday, has to be pretty thin for Thunder Bay. Not a ton of guys available down there. It's a 3-2 here, and DeBacher is chopped high in the air over to first. Scooping it up off the turf is Engel. He'll throw it over to first base for Defoe, who is covering. And another 3-1 put out. 2 gone here in the third inning, and here comes Phil Sykes. Brandon Dieter would be next if Sykes can reach. We talked about it. We were starting to talk about the sort of standings and what you might want out of that Waterloo lacrosse game. And regardless of what you want, again, Waterloo is officially leading the Express by a game coming into the night as that fastball runs high and tight on Sykes, and it's 1-0. But the Bucks right now leading 3-0 in lacrosse in the top of the third at Copeland Park. And again, I don't think that would be a bad thing for the Express, as Sykes is going to ground that one into left field for a base hit. Got that one past Connor Allard over at third base pretty easily. Did try to dive for it, but way out of his reach. Sykes to first. Here comes Brandon Dieter, who struck out in the first inning. So again, it's sort of a deal where you say, all right, we've got 4 games against Waterloo if you're the Express, and only 2 against lacrosse here left in the first half of the season. So if you can get Waterloo ahead of you, and then you go down there and beat them, let's say 3 out of 4 times, feel pretty good about the way things are going. Now, the Express have not played well on the road as Dieter takes a strike, 0-1. So that'll be a little bit of a bugaboo to overcome. But so many new faces on this Express team. You like the idea of the Express being able to kind of sort of refocus on the road. And remember, a lot of the road stats, when you look at them, include those first 4 games in Bismarck when it was a very different team than what we see now. The Express at home hitting .294 as opposed to the road where they're hitting .251. And the ERA is almost 5 points higher on the road than it is at home as Dieter fouls this one off. And the count is 1-2. ERA for the Express at home is 3.67. On the road, it's 8.35. So again, Express pitching has certainly struggled on the road. Hitting has not been as good as it has been here at home. Dieter on the 1-2. It's a fastball outside. Good eye from him. Now the count is 2-2 to the Express shortstop. The 2-2 coming up here to Dieter is a breaking ball that was hung. He lifts it into left, but didn't get all of it. Ryan Edmondson trots over to his right, makes the catch. And that is the end of the inning. The Express strand a runner on a base hit, but aren't able to get anybody home here in the third. They lead 1-0. Burden throwing the breaking ball, and he's throwing it for a strike after he couldn't get the fastball across earlier in the inning. Burden with that pitch up to 51 now in his outing. Here's the 0-1. Fastball low and away. Now it's 1-1. Right now, the fastball just not being able to be located by Burden, but he could locate the off-speed stuff. Let's see if he comes home with something again in the slider or changeup variety. Setting the 1-1. Is the slider. He went around. Definitely went. Like the home plate umpire got screened out there, Tom Crocker, so he immediately, without even asking from Vincent Martinez, he immediately asked Andrew Gerard. He definitely went around. 1-2. 53 pitches now, so 20 in the inning for Burden. Bases still juiced. 1 down, a 1-1 score here in the fourth. Runner high set from Burden. Here he comes. 1-2 is popped up right side out of play. And we do it again. That one thrown for a strike there. Fastball at 88 miles an hour. So again, an early moment here, and if the Express can limit the Border Cats to just 1 run in the inning, you have to feel pretty good about the way this inning started and the way it ended. If he can get out of it. Only 1 down though. Ground ball might end the inning. Siemens has pretty good speed at the plate. So an opportunity here for the Express to put a little bit of momentum back in their category and kind of break the backs of the Border Cats, who scored 1, and they're hoping to limit them to 1 here in the inning. Comes a 1-2 from Burden, fastball low, and it's 2-2. Not a bad pitch to throw there. He still has some pitches to work with in this inning if he wants to stay in the ball game. And again, I think if he gets out of this jam, Dale Varsho will keep him out for another inning for sure. But if he gives up much more, might finish the inning, but you could see Worley come in in the 5th. Breaking ball grounded up the middle, right off of Burden. His only play is going to be to come home, and he gets the out. That one right off of his shin. He makes the throw toward home to get the out on Jake Engel. Make sure Burden is all right. He seems to be okay walking it off. The Marshfield Clinic trainer is moving over there, but I think everybody is fine. Force outfielder's choice, a 1-2 fielder's choice. Siemens now at first, Engel the man retired. To third goes Edmondson, Allard to second. And he did all he needed to do there. He needed to knock that one down. If he didn't, that ball's ticketed for center field, and at least 2 runs are going to score. Or at least 1, probably 2 are going to score. Here's Joe Jimenez. He flew out to right in his first at-bat. Chance to get out of this inning. Here's the windup from Burden. Fastball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. All of a sudden, you see Burden going from the windup, feeling maybe a little bit more confident there. Jimenez digs in from that right side against the righty Burden. Fastball high and away. Martinez able to reach out to make that grab. He has shown he's been a pretty good defensive catcher here so far this season. Again, just 2 games, but you already see the talent back there defensively. The 1-1 wind from Burden. That one popped up very shallow center. Should be playable for Botcher. He's out, makes the catch on the run. And how about that? Only 1 run out of the bases loaded, nobody out situation. And it's a 1-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th. After this, on your home for the season are Eau Claire. 3-0 against Thunder Bay here in 2019. And 43-24 all time against the Border Cats. That's a winning percentage of .642. As a swing and a miss from Martinez, he got fooled on some breaking balls in his last at-bat and struck out. To Alex Defoe, who's back out for his 4th inning of work. And we saw Matt Burden run into a lot of trouble in the top half of the 4th. We'll see if Defoe runs into some of that here in the bottom half. Big breaking ball will miss high and away, 1-1. He has not walked anybody yet, has Defoe, and he came into the game on 16 strikeouts and 3 walks in 17 1/3, so he does not walk guys often. 1-1 is outside, now 2-1 here to Martinez. Good job holding up on the swing on some of those sliders. The Express, as a offense, is 7th in the league in walks earned. They've earned 102 of them as Martinez flies this one into right center field. Should be playable for the right fielder Siemens. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 away. Here comes Nick Lopez. He started off the 2-out rally for the Express. It scored a run in the 2nd with a single into right field. Well hit ball from him as well. Seems like his bat's starting to come around. He had a great start to the season, then struggled a bit with his swing. And now he's starting to drive the ball a little bit more, and he will ground this one hard down the first base side. That's a fair ball, scooped up by Engel. He'll flip onto Defoe covering, and the out is recorded. That ball bounced a ways in front of the bag and just rolled down the line and hopped right over it. Where it was fielded was in foul territory, but probably about 10-15 feet behind the bag, and didn't look like it caught part of the bag over at least when it went by. So it is a ground out, 3-1 on the put out. 2 down. Here comes Sam Conley, who singled into right on a late chopping ball, late swing, and a high chopper on the right side of the infield. He'll take a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Matt Burden should be good to come out for the next inning, even though he ran into some control issues. If he can find his control, which it looked like he was starting to find again at the end of that inning, I think he could still go a couple more, you'd have to think, only giving up 2 hits and just 1 run so far. Conley takes low, 1-1. Sam Conley came in batting .291 on the season. He has been an absolute joy to have on the team so far. Hard worker, just does everything right. And he will ground this one over to the left side. Onto it is the shortstop Soriano. Sets and fires, and a good stretch over there by Engel to make the grab. And that's the inning. 1-2-3 go the Express in the 4th. We're tied at 1 here to Carson Park. A 1-1 scoreline here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Defoe comes out for his 5th inning of work. He'll face Cole Cabrera, Spencer Myers, Brock Burton, the new-up batters here for Eau Claire. Against Mr. Defoe, we saw the debut of Jonathan Worley for the Express out of Stanford, and he was able to pitch out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam left to him by Matt Burton, who ends his outing only giving up 1 run in 4 2/3. Here's a fastball into Cabrera. That one is high. And the count is 1-0. Close game again. Boy, the expressive play. I mean, last night a 5-0 victory probably felt like a bigger win than a 5-run margin, as a swing and a miss by Cabrera, and the count 1-1. It almost felt like a 10-0 game the way the Express pitched and kind of dominated things. But for the most part, Express and the Border Cats have played some close ball games to start off this season. The 1-1 fastball is grounded hard right side. Vasquez has it. Scoops, collects, throws to first, and retires Cabrera by a step. And there's one away here in the 5th. One gone. Here comes Spencer Myers. Brock Burton to follow him here in the inning. We talked about following that game in lacrosse, the Bucks of Waterloo against the Lacrosse Loggers tonight. A battle potentially for first place. Waterloo right now with the lead 4-0 in lacrosse. In the top of the 6th, the Loggers are down by that score early on yesterday as Myers lays a bunt down the third base side. Up with it is Defoe. Throw to first base is in time. They got him. Bang, bang play. Andrew Gerard rung him up. Looked like the right call. He beat him by, I mean, just fractions of a step. Had just enough time. Myers didn't get that one down the line, I think, as much as he wanted to. It was closer to Defoe than he may have liked. And a 1-3 put out. And there's 2 away. Here comes Brock Burton. 1-1 the score. And Burton will take a strike at the letters, and it's 0-1 at 87 miles an hour from Defoe. So if the Bucks, let's say they were to hang on to that lead tonight, they would go up to 13-11. If the Express could win, they'd be still just a game back heading into that 4-game set down in Waterloo the next 4 days. So there's a strike to Burton, 0-2. So it's certainly, I mean, we could have a fun series down there in Waterloo. It could be a series that really determines the course of the rest of this first half of the season in the Great Plains East. I'm sure lacrosse is going to have a lot to say about that. And again, don't sleep on these Border Cats or the Huskies. They are certainly not out of it either at this point. Burton took away 1-2. Breaking ball, that one a weak grounder hit over toward first. It lays up nicely for Engel. He scoops, flings on to Defoe. And the out is recorded on Burton. And the Express have sent 7 straight to the plate. They've all been retired the last 7 in a row by Alex Defoe. 1-1 the score. We head to the 6th after this on your home for Express Baseball.
It's baseball season again. Come on down to Carson Park and cheer on the Eau Claire Express. Every Wednesday night is Buck Night. Get all of this for just $1 each. Affordable family fun with the Eau Claire Express. Remember, every Wednesday is Buck Night.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt, first baseman from the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm here customizing my batting gloves with Frankson Sports.
Need something better than just black. All right, let's just go with the camo in there first, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that camo. That's sweet. That's a good one. Not too crazy, but still looks good.
Here, hit back to the handback, hit metallic, and then try the gold there.
Just stick with the gold and we'll see how that looks. That's pretty good.
Hey Express fans, this summer every Wednesday is Wine Wednesday. Come on down to the park and enjoy the game while drinking a glass of Infinity Wine. Infinity Wine is only $4. Stop by the stadium and grab a glass with you and your friends and cheer on the Eau Claire Express.
Now that is Dale Varsho bringing us back in here in the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. The Express and the Border Cats playing a tight one here tonight. Jonathan Worley back out on the mound for the Express. He got the final out of the 5th inning with the bases loaded and 2 out in that inning. Matt Burton left it to him. And so he did a nice job pitching out of that jam. Let's see if Alex Hernandez, Nick Siemens, and Joe Jimenez can get to him here as this one's popped up right side and out of play off the right-handed bat of Alex Hernandez, and it's 0-1. And you see Worley on the velocity there, coming in the low 80s on that, I guess you call it the fastball here. Again, we didn't get a huge scouting report on him before the game, but 6'5", he's got a lot of spin, a lot of movement on that pitch as that one is up high. And now the count 1-1 here to Hernandez. That came in at 84 miles an hour. Hernandez 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. The line from Worley is swung on and missed. Through the high heat that time, 1-2. So 1-1 score. The Express took the lead early with the run of the bottom half of the second. But we saw the Border Cats answer back with one in the fourth. Worley comes home, and that one is lifted into right, very shallow. In fact, it's on the infield. Matt Botcher will now come into the infield dirt, make the catch off to his left one-handed at the second base position, and there's one away. Here comes Nick Siemens. He is also 0 for 1, or 0 for 2, excuse me, on the evening. Jonathan Worley looking effective out there again, not blowing it by anybody, but going to throw some strikes. He's going to make some bad contact, and that's the plan, and that's what he's done so far. Siemens, as you hear, is the beer batter, so hoping for a strikeout here, I'm sure, are the fans. He'll take high. It's Minnesota Twins night tonight. I hear they were giving away some Minnesota Twins tickets at tonight's ball game. Even heard a little we're going to win Twins before the game as well. Another one up high from Worley, and the count now 2-0. Talking a little bit about Worley as he comes home, and this one is lifted into center field. Sykes going to trot back, but he's under it. And he will make the grab out in center field, just to the left of center. Right in front of that Canadian flag out there in center field. There's two away. Worley, another good addition from Stanford. The Express had a couple of those guys last year. Nick Bruiser, Zach Gretsch. Now Martinez and Dieter, of course, on the team as well this season. This kid in high school, Worley, is a two-time Under Armour preseason All-American. Perfect Game California All-Region first team as well. And again, a four-year varsity winner. Again, a lot of highly touted out of high school. Had Tommy John surgery as a freshman, but done some nice things. And again, a lot of hope for this kid for Stanford. As the 0-1 now, here coming to Jimenez, who was 0 for 2 on the night as well. Bottom of the lineup, not producing much yet here for the Border Cats, as that one is up high. Took something off that one and tried to drop it into the zone. Couldn't do so, 1-1. Comes the wide. The 1-1 from Worley is lifted foul right side out of play over the GA bleachers down the first base side. Hey, the Woodman's home run inning coming up in the bottom of the sixth inning. A chance for one of you lucky contestants out there to go home with a $100 gift card to Woodman. So if you've signed up for it, make sure you're tuning in the next inning to listen for your potential chance to win. We'll let you know who the contestant is when we get there. The 1-2 is swung on and right through it. Jimenez is struck out. Four batters face for Worley. He's got 2 strikeouts, and he hasn't allowed a base runner, and he works a 1-2-3-6. Woodman's home run inning coming up right after this, and home with that $100 gift card to Woodman's. Again, Woodman's has the largest grocery selection in the state and the best prices too. Woodman's, low prices every aisle, every day. Here's Phil Sykes, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Does have 1 homer on the season. They'll check back Botcher, and he's back in safely. Got tagged on the top of the helmet by Jake Engel. We'll get a little bit of Ric Flair going here on the check over to first base. I like that as the reaction from the crowd when, instead of booing, right? A lot of crowds will boo as Sykes takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. But I like the woo reaction to a check on one of your runners at first. I don't mind the boo when you're checking on a runner in the 16th inning of a game like they were last night between the Red Sox and the Twins. Botcher back into first safely. Well, the Max Kepler walk-off in the 17th. Walk-off base hit. Botcher takes his lead at first. Bell tie set. Here it comes home, and that one is swung on a miss by Sykes. 0-2. That, again, winning Wednesday tonight, Minnesota Twins night, is brought to you by Northern Tap House here at the ballpark. Some Twins tickets. I believe they just announced the winner of those. Twins versus Yankees coming up. Yankees always the bugaboo for the Twins over the years. Hopefully the Twins can get some wins against them at Target Field. Comes the 0-2 to Sykes, low and away. 1-2. There were groans in the crowd when in between innings Paul Schomer, our PA announcer, announced the Twins as the best team in Major League Baseball. A lot of Brewers fans down there not liking that announcement, I guess. Twins tonight down 3-1 at last check to the Boston Red Sox. Comes a 1-2 breaking ball into Sykes, low and away. The Brewers lost to the Padres today in a wild one, 8-7 in a getaway day game there. That was a back and forth contest, home runs galore, and Padres came out on top. Boucher back into first safely. Another check back from Defoe. Nobody out here. Bottom of the 6th, 1-1 the score. Express and the Border Cats 2-2 count on Sykes with Brandon Dieter behind him. Defoe has Boucher on the mind over there at first base. 2-2. Here he comes to Sykes. High and away. And the count is now full to the Express cleanup man. Sykes came in batting .340 on the season. I love Boucher too. You know, he didn't get a hit last night. He's been 0 for 2 tonight. What does he do to get out of that little slump? Well, he's a bunt down to get on. I mean, it's just smart baseball. So 3-2 is line to right field for a base hit. Sykes has a single into right. Boucher will stop at second. That ball got out there in a hurry. Up with it was Siemens, and there's now runners at first and second for the Express, and we'll see if Brandon Dieter tries to get him around in a game that feels like it's going to be a close one coming down the stretch. Every run is going to be important, and the Express would love to take a lead now. And Dieter again's got a great bat, but he's 0 for 2 tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dieter tries to lay a bunt down. Now, look at how far back Jake Engel is playing at first. Now he's going to come up, but he was way back there. That would have been an easy push bunt single for Brandon Dieter if he'd stayed back, but he'll now come in and play near the infield grass. They expect the bunt here to the Border Cats. Defoe sets, he's swinging away, and he'll take low 1-0. So he's got the bat on the shoulder. Didn't, of course, offer it that pitch, but never squared to bunt. Border Cats aren't buying it, though. Allard now going to back up a step or two at third. Engel still stays in front of the bag at first on the little indent of infield grass to dirt over there at first base side. Here's a 1-0 on the way to Dieter, low and away. It's 2-0. And now Defoe running into some issues here. Nobody up in the bullpen for the Border Cats. And we pass the 8 o'clock hour on Classic Rock 92.1 FM, WNEQ, Menominee, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, rock921.com, and iHeartRadio. The bell tie set. A look towards second. Here's the 2-0. That one is on the outside corner for a strike to Dieter at 88 miles an hour. And it's 2-1. Dieter only one at bat so far this season in his first 2 games with runners in scoring position. And he's 1 for 1 with an RBI in those situations. So that official at bat. So he's done well thus far. Not a big sample size yet, but Express would love him to go 2 for 2 here as there's a swing and a miss with the 87 mile an hour heater, and it's 2-2. Express trying to stay within a game of the top of the division. Maybe tied at the end of the night, but Waterloo still leading 4-0 over La Crosse. In La Crosse tonight at the top of the 7th. Comes a 2-2 on the way to Dieter. That one is low and away, and it's now 3-2 here to the Express shortstop and number 5 batter. Martinez is next. And a walk here loads the bases with nobody out, and all of a sudden the Express are going to turn it around, could turn it around on the Border Cats, as they had loaded up the bases in consecutive innings in the 4th and 5th, but only got 1 run out of it. They went 1-2-3 in the 6th at Thunder Bay. Here comes a pitch home from Defoe, popped up, very shallow right, playable here for Siemens coming in, still coming in, makes the catch on the run right in fair territory. Boy, he had a late sprint there. I don't think he got a great read off of that initially, but he did enough. The runners remain at first and second, and here comes Vincent Martinez. So in the 6th inning, the Express kind of rolling the dice there, not bunting. Now, if it was the 7th, I bet you Dale Varsho would have bunted there, definitely in the 8th. 6 is kind of that in-between time. The numbers are pretty even and probably a little bit more in favor of you swinging rather than bunting in the 6th inning. With runners at first and second, you have more of a chance, especially with a guy like Dieter at the plate, to get more runs out of the inning if you're swinging. But in the end, it's a pop-up out into right, and now Vincent Martinez is up, who flew out to center in his last at-bat, and he'll foul away the first pitch he sees, and it's 0-1. Defoe came into the inning on 60 pitches. This is a much better inning for the Express against him. The last 2 innings, I mean, he threw 8 pitches in the 4th and 7 in the 5th. Pretty efficient from him. But now he is up to 74 pitches on the evening, so 14 here in the inning, and starting to get closer to that 100 pitch limit that we see in the Northwoods League. Runners at first and second. The 0-1 grounded right side. That ball's going to get through for a base hit. Matt Botcher is around third. They're going to stop him there. They're playing very shallow out and right. Nick Siemens throws a strike home. He would have been dead to rights with Matt Botcher. Just no way to send him there, as Nick Siemens was playing very shallow in right field. And now it's bases loaded for Nick Lopez. Lopez coming up with 1 out. See how the infield plays this one. The middle infield probably going to stay back, try to turn 2. Now Lopez has good speed, so that's a little bit of a risk, but probably the higher percentage play. Nick Lopez on the season for Eau Claire, 0 for 2 with the bases loaded, and batting .214 with runners in scoring position. Botcher at third, Sykes at second, Martinez at first. Defoe in some trouble. 1 out, 1-1 score, bottom of the 6th. Comes home to Lopez, high and away, and it's now 1-0. Here to the Express third baseman tonight out of the University of Illinois, Chicago. Express trying to take back the lead. They scored first tonight. They're 6-2 in games where they score first here this season. The 1-0 is going to be lined in the left field. That should be deep enough to tag. Edmondson is on to it, makes the catch. Botcher tags from third. He will be safe at home. And the Express take a 2-1 lead here over the Border Cats on the sac fly from Nick Lopez. He did enough. And the Express lead it now 2-1. 2 gone. Coming home is Botcher on the play. An RBI for Lopez. He now has 10 on the season. And now it's runners at first and second for Sam Conley. 2-1 Express here at the bottom of the 6th. Don't think Thunder Bay is going to appeal it. It was close, but it looked like Botcher waited long enough. It certainly was hit deep enough from Lopez. So he didn't really need to worry about leaving right as it was caught. Conley now at the plate. He's singled back in the 2nd inning. And he will hit this one up the middle, and that ball gets through for a base hit. Around third and digging for home is Sykes. The throw from center field is not in time, and the Express lead it 3-1 on an RBI single right up the middle from Mr. Sam Conley. Martinez stopped at second base. Sykes digging for home the entire way. And the Express now with 4 hits in the inning. And RBI for Conley gives him 16 on the season. It's 3-1 Eau Claire. They've out-hit the Border Cats tonight 8-2. And Cabrera keep the trains rolling here tonight in the 6th. Maybe give you a home run and send you home with $100 if you're Paul Grorud. Wouldn't that be a way to cap off this 6th inning? Defoe takes the sign from Jimenez. Beltai said he comes home off speed pitch low and in. Off the glove of Jimenez, but not far enough for anyone to advance. 1-0. So the Border Cats to the top of the 7th. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters, Soriano, Newton, and Vasquez. Likely against Jonathan Worley, as the Express have not had anybody up warming. Worley now out with this 3-1 lead for Eau Claire. Defoe takes his time to take the sign. Here's the 1-0 to Cabrera, outside and low, and it's 2-0. Doesn't clock that one at 92 miles an hour. Probably a little extra adrenaline here from Defoe, and that's going to send Joe Jimenez out to chat with Alex Defoe, and that gives us a chance to tell you once again about the great folks at Trendstone Surfaces here in Eau Claire. You got to have that stone mentality at the plate in this situation, and that's where you go if you want some new stone countertops, is Trendstone in Eau Claire. Granite, quartz, all the good stuff. You can get it for your kitchen or bath. We've done it at the Casa de la Knutson, and you're going to love it if you go do it as well. Beautiful granite selections, and they'll take you through the whole process for your bathroom or kitchen today. Over at 53 in Claremont, Trendstone Surfaces is where to go. It's a 2-0 count here on Cole Cabrera. Martinez at second, Conley at first. A fastball home, and Cabrera fouls it away over the press box. 2-1 the count. Bucks still maintaining that 4-0 lead at last check. That one in the top of the 7th, still at Copeland Park. Duluth down 5-4 up at Wade Stadium in the bottom of the 5th. falling off the pace here in the Great Plains East first half standings. Cabrera stays loose up there at the plate as Defoe sets. Here's a 2-1. Fastball high and away, now 3-1. He's got a hitter's count here, folks. We saw him rocket one into left for a double, an RBI double back in the second. If he gets good wood on this one, has a chance. The wind's calmed down a bit here tonight. So certainly he could put a charge into one if he sees something to hit here from Defoe. Belti set the 3-1, and it's fouled straight back. Defoe, a very quick motion toward home. He had a very abrupt and a pretty quick pause out there. It certainly was on the borderline of a balk. Wonder if it's just a little extra nerves out there. Is now a 3-2 count. The runners will take off on the pitch. Base hit to a gap or away from an outfielder, could score 2. The set from Defoe. Here's the payoff to Cabrera. That one is looped into center field. Long run here for Newton. He's not going to get there, and one run's going to score. Martinez is around. Going to third is going to get off the back of Conley as he slides into third safely. Into second on the play is Cabrera. He's got an RBI. It's 4-1 Express here in the 6th. Martinez comes around. Let's see if they score that a double or a single. And it looks like there will be a meeting on the mound here for the Border Cats to try to settle down Defoe. Kyle Hunt, the hitting coach, is the man who's going to come out to chat with them here. 4-1 Express. That one is officially scored. Haven't seen it officially scored yet as a double or a single. I didn't see if he stopped. I think if he continues on to second, they might give him a double, but again, that throw went into third and probably would have been out at second if they'd have thrown that way. Likely he advanced on the throw. It's an RBI for Cabrera in the end anyway, and he's got 2 RBI here tonight. Conley got into third on the play. Botcher, Sykes, and Martinez have all scored here in the inning, and 5 base hits in the inning here for the Express as well. Here's Spencer Myers. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And a base hit here could really blow it open. Runners at second and third. Myers at the plate. And the Express get a hit here. You're looking at a 6-1 game. Good speed in Cabrera over at second base. From the windup goes Defoe here now with men at second and third. The line and the delivery home into Myers is here for a strike at 87 miles an hour. And they are going to give Cabrera a single there, as he likely was kind of hesitating in to go to second base. But it is an RBI single. He advances on the throw as that one is low to Myers. And now it's 1-1. Myers with runners in scoring position this season. 348 is what he's hitting. It's from the left side here. The windup from Defoe. The 1-1 is high and away. 90-mile-an-hour delivery, 2-1. And if Myers reaches, Brock Burton is next. Burton has had some clutch hits this season. He's 0 for 3 tonight and batting .235 coming in, but we've seen him do a couple good things here with runners in scoring position. That'd be a good chance to kind of redeem himself here. 2-1 is going to be hard into center field. In was Newton, now back. He's under it. He'll make the catch. And that's the inning, but 3 runs come home on 5 hits, 2 men left. It's a 4-1 Express lead, headed to the 7th after this, and you're home for Express Baseball. A couple more runs. It'll be Austin Eggleton, who is now on the mound for the Border Cats out of Friends University in Kansas. He's originally from Arlington, Texas. He's a 5'11", 150 righty and a junior at Friends University. He's on a 5.9 ERA and an 0-1 record. This will be his 6th appearance, all out of the bullpen. 10 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's allowed 14 hits. And Eggleton, the righty, submariner, will deliver a fastball at the knees for a strike. To Brock Burton to lead off the 7th inning for Eau Claire, and the count is 0-1. Matt Botcher, Philip Sykes due up behind him, 2, 3, and 4 here in the inning. Another submarine style, and that one has some good arm side action, kind of tailing away from the lefty Brock Burton. That misses, in fact, misses the glove of Joe Jimenez, and it's 1-1. Express head to Waterloo tomorrow in a series that could certainly determine the potential outcome here in the first half in the Great Plains East. As this one high and in toward Brock Burton. 86-mile-an-hour delivery, 2-1. Waterloo now only leads 4-3 in lacrosse in the bottom of the 7th, so the Loggers making a comeback there. 2-1, here it comes, low and away. And you know, it's probably, it's more dramatic, I suppose, if lacrosse wins tonight. And all of a sudden, going into that 4-game set, you've got lacrosse, Eau Claire, and Waterloo in a 3-way tie at the top of the Great Plains East going into tomorrow's play. But so Submarine Style comes in. 3-1 is swung on a miss by Burton. 3-2. You know, it's probably, I think, again, it's probably better for Waterloo to win tonight for the Express since they've got more games against them. Now, they are all on the road. The Express play the Loggers 2 more times here in the first half. It's a home-and-home series, so 1 down at Copeland, 1 here at Carson. 3-2 is lined over left side on 1 hop. Soriano back to field it. Low throw, but scooped at first base by Jake Engel to get the out on Brock Burton. And there's 1 away. Matt Botcher laid a bunt down the third base line, got on safely on an infield hit in his last at bat. That was to lead off the 6th, and that really got the 6th inning going. 8 men came to the plate for the Express, and 3 of them scored to make it this 4-1 Express lead in the scoreline. See what Matt Botcher does this time. The third baseman, Connor Allard, playing in on the infield grass over there at third base. And if Botcher could just slap it that way over his head, he'd have himself a double. And he will line this one into left center field, and that one will be a double, as that one will get past Ryan Edmondson in left field. Botcher digging for second. He's going to try for third. No, big turn. That ball just got back in. Again, they were having a little bit of trouble out there where Edmondson and Newton, but in the end, it's a 1-out double for Matt Botcher. He is 2 for 4 tonight. And here come Philip Sykes to the plate. Here comes Philip Sykes, I should say. And here come the Express trying to add some insurance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Express could certainly use a little bit of a cushion here. Saw Swanson get into a little bit of trouble in that 7th inning with some walks. So no lead ever in the Northwoods League. I don't care what team you are, who you are at any time. No lead is ever safe in this league. You just never know what kind of weird things can happen late in games. With 1 down, they're going to spin and look back as Eggleston over at the runner at second to Matt Botcher. That double for Botcher is his 3rd of the season. He has 2 triples as well. 1 down, here he comes to Sykes, and Sykes will take at the knees for a strike. 0-1. I've always thought, I could be wrong here, but I've always thought right-handed Submarine pitchers, you would think would be easier to hit if you're a righty, because you're going to see that ball a little bit quicker than a left-handed batter. And if you see the ball sooner, you usually can get a good idea of the spin rate on it, you know, if it's a breaking ball, if it's a fastball, what it is. Oh, there it is, a step off. Did they get the tag on Botcher? Boy, did he almost look like a balk the way he came down. It was a step and a turn, but I think that step was towards second, and then a delayed throw, and they get Botcher leaning off a second base. That was one of the weirder pickoff moves I've ever seen, but in the end, I think if we saw a replay of it, I think you'd see it was a legal move. And a nice move from Eggleston to get the out on Botcher. Now Sykes takes high and away, and it's 1-1. So that one kind of takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails there of the Express. One of those where I think when you're an umpire even, you do a little double take on. You go, what did he just do? As long as that left foot didn't come down in front of the rubber, he's fine. Fastball high and away. And I think it kind of threw Botcher off as well. It's almost like he froze at second base because it was such a bizarre move. But in the end, it was pretty effective and got the out. 2-1 here on Sykes. Set from Eggleston. Here he comes. And he will pop this one up into left. A major league fly from Edmondson, or from Sykes rather. Edmondson is there to make the catch. And that's the inning. So a double results in nothing for the Express in the 7th. No men left, 1 hit, no runs. We're through 7. It's Express the last time that they were .500 this season. There's a fastball down the middle for a strike. Took the bat head back, but we saw Siemens kind of crouch down to bunt that one. So he had brought the zone, looked like he brought it down, but that ball certainly looked like it was a strike. And it's 0-1. Nick Harold is the man getting his arm loose down there in the pen, so he has kind of been sort of the de facto closer here early on as they check back the runner, and he's just back in safely as Hernandez. 0-1 here on the batter, Siemens. Harold, they might ask him to come in a little bit early here if Swanson continues to get into some trouble here. Still nobody out in the inning. Swanson comes home, squaring to bunt and taking low as he took the bat head back with Siemens 1-1. That was on June 11th. Just a week ago, man, 8 days ago. The Express went into that doubleheader with Wilmer on a 7-7 record after beating Thunder Bay on a couple games, but went south after that. Is squaring to bunt. Popping it up here is the batter. This is going to be called off by Conley. Siemens is retired on a pop-up on the infield. Staying at first is Hernandez. He was trying to push it to the first base side, and when you try to push it over there, that is the oftentimes the mistake you see players make, is they kind of drop the bat head just a bit to do that, and instead he ends up getting under it, and it's an easy pop-up and out for Sam Conley at first base. So here's Joe Jimenez, and a ground ball gets the Express out of this inning. And that is the catcher again with good speed for a catcher, but certainly can be turned a double play on. This one is outside, snap, throw it on to first. Back in there safely is Hernandez. 1-0, that was out of the zone from Swanson. Harold now starting to throw from the mound down in the bullpen. So Nick Harold, likely the next pitcher, I should say, for Eau Claire. A 1-0 from Swanson. Popped up behind the plate. Martinez looks like he's going to have a play on it, and on the track he'll make the catch. And there's 2 away now here in the 8th inning on a couple of infield pop-ups. And the Express are now an out away from limiting the damage to just 1 run here in the 8th inning. Got an opportunity, his time being called here. And I believe we have a pinch hitter, is that correct? Yeah, Nate Soriano has been lifted from the game. And this is Thomas Grilly, who started last night out of Panola, who is now into the game for the Border Cats. So Grilly is now in. Man on at first in Hernandez. Not a big lead over there. And a slider is going to miss low from Swanson, and the count is 1-0. Thomas Grilly, a .277 batter on the season, 10 RBI and 8 runs scored. Swanson comes home. Weak grounder up the middle. Dieter will scoop it up. Flip to second for the force out, and that is the inning. So a leadoff double and a single after that from Alarden Hernandez. Only touch up the Express for 1 run in the inning. It's 4-2 Eau Claire to the bottom of the 8th after this on your home for Express Baseball.
Hey Express fans, who would like to win these box seats from Time Pedals?
Don't know if Swanson is going to come out for the next inning. It looked like Nick Harold was getting ready, but he has sat down now. Let's see if Swanson comes out for the 9th as well. He's given up 1 run in these 2 innings as that one misses inside at 82 miles an hour. The count now 3-0 here on Dieter, and this would be nice for the Express to get a couple runs, a couple insurance runs here in this 8th inning and leave little doubt moving into the 9th. But there's a fastball, 3-1 now. Close ball game here tonight again against these Border Cats. Well played games as well over the course of these 4 games between the two. Not a lot of errors, good defense, good hitting. There's a swing and a miss by Dieter, 3-2. And tomorrow night, 6:35, the Express will be taking on the Waterloo Bucks live from Riverfront Stadium down in Iowa. We'll be there live to bring it to you at 6:20. Here comes a delivery into Dieter. That's a roller, a chopper toward third. Allard cuts it off on the run. He's going to make the throw. They'll get the tag as that throw had pulled angle, and he swipes the tag down on Dieter running past him, gets the out. 5-3 on the putout, 1 down. Vincent Martinez now will stand in. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored here in the 6th, or last time he was up in the 6th, I should say. With single into right. Got the runners in motion. Got the bases loaded, in fact, in that 6th inning. See what Martinez can do. Guy who you can tell he can go to any part of the field that he wants. In a particular at-bat, as he will pop this one up foul territory. This could be playable and running out of room, as it just didn't have enough air under it for Engel to get there. That ball stayed in the field of play, but again, just not a lot of pop on that one. He's running out of room quickly. He didn't want to crash and hurt himself into that fence. You can appreciate that, certainly. And it falls fouled as that ball off Martinez's bat on the right side. 0-1. 10 hits for the Express here tonight, 4 for the Border Cats. All the runs earned on both sides this evening. Comes the 0-1 to Martinez. Popped up right side of the infield. And this will be Engel coming in from first, and he will make the catch. And Martinez is the second out of the inning. And we'll see if it's Swanson who comes in for Eau Claire in the ninth, or if they go to Nick Harold. With Nick Harold not staying warm here in between innings, my guess is they're going to keep Swanson out there. But I've been wrong about these things before. Stars will have a chance to win it in the top of the ninth, regardless of what happens here as Nick Lopez stands in. He's had a good night at the plate, and he'll take low and away, 1-0. Sacked by RBI in his last at bat. He's also singled and scored tonight as well. Set from Eggleston. He comes home, and this is popped up foul by Lopez. A jam shot there, came right in on him. Did Eggleston. And it's 1-1. Couldn't give you pizza tonight, the Domino's winning inning, but you'll have another chance tomorrow night. Make sure you're tuning in to that game down at Riverfront Stadium. 1-1 here to Lopez, misses high and away, 2-1. Mentioned the Express keeping an eye on that Waterloo lacrosse game. Bucks leading 4-3 in lacrosse. Bottom of the 8th there at Copeland Park now. There's a 2-1 into Lopez, grounded left side. Should be playable for Soriano, and they'll scoop, collect, and throw. It's a high throw, but it's snatched out of the sky by Jake Engel to get the out. And the Express go 1-2-3 in the 8th. Can the Express give Dale Varsho and Vic Cable their 500th win? We'll find out when we come back in the 9th on your home for Express Baseball. Trying to help the Express onto a win, as behind that fastball was Newton at 87 miles an hour, and it's 0-2. And the Express do it. Now, I did put a bug in the ear of both A.J. Robinson and Billy Barker before the game that this would be win number 500 if the Express could get it, as there's a swing and a miss. And Jacob Newton, and he's down on strikes. One away. And so I'm hoping they make sure that Vic Cable and Dale Varsho take a good bow here once this game is over. Again, if the Express could hang on to win, it's certainly not over yet. And here is Karsten Vasquez. Vasquez 0 for 2 on the evening. He does have 2 walks and a run scored. He will line this one, or pop it up, I should say. Shallow left. Dieter is under it. He's got it. 1 out away. The Express 1 out away from giving Dale Varsho number 500 in his career, and Vic Cable number 500 in his career in the Northwoods League. Of course, plenty of wins as well for Dale Varsho at his college stops at Viterbo and UW River Falls as well. Came here in 2005 to get this team going, in a championship, 5 playoff appearances in his 15 season. He's gotten to the championship series 3 times. He has done it all here in the Northwoods League, the dean of the managers in the Northwoods League, and he's 1 out away from getting it. Here comes Harold home. There's a fastball for a strike into Jake Engel, and it's 0-1. Good view with them on northwoodsleague.com. Vic Cable and Dale Varsho over there in the dugout in their typical positions, awaiting a chance to get back to 500, and hey, make it 500 on the career as well. That's a fastball off a glove high of Martinez. And it's 1-1. As we said, 400 came on 4th of July, the great nights here, of course, in the summer, those 4th of July nights, 4th of July 2016. Here's the 1-1 from Harold. That one is going to miss outside. That one off the glove of Martinez. If he caught that one, might have been able to earn the strike. Instead, it's 2-1. I don't know if they know it. They know it. They have to know. They're going to try to downplay it as much as possible. We'll see if we can get Dale Varsho up here in the press box after the game, if the Express can hold on. But again, not done yet as that pitch misses high and tight. Now 3-1 here to Jake Engel. And again, if you get a man on, all of a sudden the tying run comes to the plate for the Border Cats here in the ninth. It's 4-2, Express lead. Harold had an easy time with the first two batters here in the inning, but struggling to throw a strike to Engel. 3-1, he's got to come home and get one down the middle here. Harold sets, he comes home, and there's a fastball right down the middle, and it's strike two. And the Border Cats down to their final strike tonight. I know that some fans listening to the broadcast down on the stand, so they know it, to hang around here for that special announcement. We're one strike away. Can the Express get it with Nick Harold and work a perfect ninth inning? A 4-2 lead for Eau Claire. Top of the ninth. A strike away from win 500 for Dale Varsho. Here's the 3-2 from Harold. Grounded down the third base line with foul. And we'll do it again. Certainly started fair, but by the time he got to the bag, it was probably a foot and a half foul. It's not often that you get to game 24 of the season and there's a lot of drama, but boy, it feels like a little bit of amped up adrenaline, at least for me anyway. Again, I might be the only guy who knows this out here for all I know. Handful of people. Jake Engel digs back in. Nick Harold looks in. A strike away from win 500 for Dale Varsho. Here's the set, and here he comes home. Fastball low and away. And we'll do it again with the new batter in Ryan Edmondson. What you don't want to do is get to Connor Allard because he's had a heck of a night. He's 3 for 4, but he's really been the only guy to produce offensively tonight for the Border Cats. So now you absolutely have to throw strikes here to Edmondson and try to get him out. It is the tying run now at the plate for the Border Cats. Express will hold on Engel over there at first. He does not have a stolen base tonight, but does have 6 and 7 attempts this season. Edmondson 0 for 2 with a couple of walks tonight. Harold with the letter high set. Here he comes. Fastball line right side. Botcher's got it down to a knee. The throw to first base. That's win number 500 for Dale Varsho and Vic Cable. And we'll hear the announcement here over the PA. Let's see if we can hear that as well. We'll see if Paul Schomer's announcement, you'll get that reaction here also.
Chance 2.
Here